In the second part of the tool, defining the assessment, users need to insert their inputs. Every sheet throughout the tool starts with a blue box, and in many cases there's also a yellow box. The blue box summarizes the function of the sheet, and in the yellow box, important notes are provided. Throughout the tool, we use I buttons to give extra information, and these pop up like this. The summary on top of here with the arrows and boxes provide the summary or the overview of this sheet and see what the users have to insert. The assessment boundary starts with defining the assessment objective. There are three possible objectives, namely a landscape analysis, a bottom-up assessment, and a top-down assessment. For the landscape analysis, users can insert the actions list, an overview of subnational and non-state actions, and it's used to understand the landscape of non-state and subnational actions. For the bottom-up assessment, there's a potential impact calculated of sub and non-state actions that are inserted and compared to only one greenhouse gas emission scenario of a country or region. In the third objective, there's also potential impact calculated, and this is set in context of 2 or more greenhouse gas emission scenarios. Users then go on to the sector choice that determines which sectors are considered for the aggregation. Users can click on all sectors to select all sectors, or they can deselect and select specific sectors like this. Same applies to actor types, where they can deselect all actor types or select them and make specific choices. This also applies to action types, target types, and emission scope. And for each assessment boundary, we give information on how to use it, what the definitions are. But in any case, for more information on this, please read the sub and non-state action guide. In the period of assessment, users should select the assessment period for the assessment boundary with a start and end year. The default settings are set to 2015 and 2050, as you see here. But users can increase the number 2015 to add any value and decrease 2050 to any value in between this period. Then users should insert an electricity emissions factor to determine the potential impact of electricity-related sub and non-state actions. They give a start year for which they know the first emission factor, for example, 2020. And if they know an end year projection of emission factors, they can insert this as well, for example, 2035. Then the emission factor should be inserted in ton CO2 equivalents per megawatt hour, for example, 0.68 and 0.45. Then we can click on Data Check Save. And it gives me a notification that all data has been entered and that we can move on with the assessment. Then all the way down this sheet, there's a summary of the assessment boundary given with yes and no's to see which items have been included or not. And also the period of assessment and electricity emission factors are given here. If users click reset, the whole sheet is cleared and users can start defining a new assessment boundary.